Lieutenant Colonel retired now, Jonathan Conricus, the former IDF spokesperson and senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Colonel, thank you very much for taking the time. I'll ask you kind of what I touched on with Trey Yingst, to this idea that some of the people that talked in the financial markets say we're over really the worst of this. Israel is probably not going to respond in kind. Things will calm down. But I can't get over the fact that Iran did attack Israel with better than 300 cruise and ballistic missiles. And luckily, they didn't all get through, but it could have been very different. I'm not taking anything away from Israel and its defense forces and the effort to make sure that didn't happen. But I wonder if we're getting ahead of our kind of everything's okay skis. What do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't. First of all, hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I wouldn't I would not bet at all on Israel not retaliating. And I don't think that we are out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination. I think that Israel has been at the receiving end of Iranian violence for far too long. Indirect fire for the last half year of Iranian proxies, and last night, for the first time, direct fire from Iran. This isn't something that Israel can abide by and leave unchecked. And Israel is planning and taking its time. The official statement by Israel is that we will retaliate when we find it suitable and at the location and timing and strength of our choice. That's basically the line. So I wouldn't advise people to think that this is done and over with. I don't think it is. And what I hope is that whatever Israel will do, it'll be together with the U.S., with U.S. support and with regional support. Stakeholders like the Saudis, the Jordanians, the Emirates, who have a vested interest in rolling back Iran and its malign activities in the region.
But it doesn't look, Colonel, that support is there. Now, it might change, to your point, but it looks like Joe Biden has said, and this is kind of a typical Western response, just take the win. And I understand what you're saying. Is it a win at this ability and it goes unanswered, and Iran launches an attack of this sort, unprecedented, that it would sort of beg for a response. But I guess the fear among other Western leaders, including those in that neighborhood, who you'd have to sort of get permission to use airspace in case of Jordan and Iraq and some of these others, that all of a sudden you're up against the wall.
Yeah, you know, you can never win anything by just defense, not in sports, not in war, and anything else. And yeah, when you look at the map, we're about between 600 miles and 1,000 miles away. That's the distance that Iran fired all of their missiles towards Israel. And I think that when you look at the bottom line here, we cannot let this slide. We cannot let this go unchecked. And I have great I think, faith in that eventually American leadership will understand that this is something that is good for America as well, for American standing in the region, for American global standing, and for American interests. I know that it's necessary from an Israeli point of view, not only good, but absolutely necessary for us to retaliate against Iran and to start rolling back their terror activities. And at the end of the day, I think that behind closed doors, that agreement will be reached. I don't think that Israel is asking for active participation, but I think that we're asking for support, which I think is very legitimate.
All right, so it does seem that if you had your druthers, a response would be warranted here and necessary. So, Colonel, we'll follow that closely. Again, just to update you on this, Saudi Arabia is the latest country to acknowledge, it didn't have to acknowledge, it volunteered the information, that it was helping defend Israel against Iran, as with Jordan, trying to knock down some of these missiles as they were coming Israel's way. So obviously, some of these countries that participated and helped out over the weekend, they seem to be indicating that they would not be so inclined if there was a follow-up move, a counter-response on the part of the Israelis. Secondly, I want to bring you up to date on a development concerning the Middle East. United Airlines has canceled a flight into Tel Aviv Monday and Tuesday's flight from Washington to Dulles to Amman, Jordan. So an abundance of caution, this is just the latest carrier to sort of rein back activity in the area or check things out before it commits to expanding in the area. Stay with us.